And welcome back to another episode of the Baseline Bums podcast.
Uh-oh.
It's your host, Rob, aka B-Ball Archives. And once again, I got a really amazing bum in the house, AJ. It's really fantastic you're here this afternoon. We got some Dylan Harper to talk about,
Oh,
some
yeah.
summer league action, but more importantly, how you doing?
Doing good, man. It's Sunday afternoon. We got PSG versus Chelsea coming up for the FIFA World Cup championship. That should be a fun game to watch. Then we got a whole bunch of summer league. And I mean, man, we got a lot to talk about today. Dylan Harper's debut, which was pretty fun to watch. We got to talk a little bit Carter Bryant as well. And then also we got to talk about just what we've seen from this Spurs summer league. But buddy, I'm pumped. How you doing today?
Dude, I'm doing well. It's looking a little rainy over here in Austin, but you know what? That's not going to stop our sunshine on our parade because what we saw from Dylan Harper yesterday gives us a lot of promise looking forward. 5 for 12, 16, 6, and 2. He was able to get downhill. He was able to finish in transition, off balance, mid contact, finishing at the rim
Yep.
and ones, Euro stepping, changing direction. Just was really, really
Defense.
absolutely just all over the place. Transition defense, literally meeting the ball at the apex and blocking Ryan Nembard, a really quick guard in
Yeah.
transition. Just really amazing performance and really promising from our young rook.
What's the first word you think of when you think about Dylan Harper's first game in summer league?
I think the first word that comes to mind is versatile.
Mm,
Is the fact that he was really really hard to guard.
yeah.
People obviously they couldn't figure him out. He was able to get into the lane with ease, and when he was, they were fouling him, and it didn't matter if it was even a good defender like Cooper Flagg. He was still able to get into the paint, create contact, get an and one, and he was hitting free throws. And I think
Yeah.
that very much he fits the archetype of that shifty, lanky guard that is very skilled. And it really helps that he's also a lefty. He
Yeah.
can kind of throw people a little bit off with that. I think that's a huge benefit to him being able to get into the paint. So his ability to slash and finish, we are only going to see more of that.
Absolutely. The first word I think of is just basketball IQ. Maybe that's technically three words, but I mean his intelligence. I guess intelligence is a better word. Intelligence is it's uncanny for his first game in an NBA type setting and playing against professionals. Like this was a very eyebrow raising performance for me because you saw even in like the I think it was the first quarter. He's going off a high pick and roll and he gets called for a illegal screen, but he had the presence of mind to like no, okay, I know I have enough space to pull up on this three pointer, and he made the three pointer by the way, but it was an offensive illegal screen, which makes I understand that. But for him to understand this is the moment where I can shoot the basket, or this is the moment where I can drive, and then you start to guess, and you end up in that versatility conversation. But for me, dude, when did we get Tony Parker? Like 2002 or so.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until like 2006, 2007, 8, 9 when we really start to see what Tony Parker became. I think Dylan Harper is in that 006 like Tony Parker status where like there's not a whole lot that he needs to learn from the league because he's a big guard already and he's quick and he can get to the rack. So I think like what we see from Dylan Harper, and then you add a Victor Wembanyama to that, you add a Steph Castle to that. You add, just people spot up like a Harrison Barnes in the corner, Carter Bryant in the corner. Dude, this thing, this thing might take off. And if this is the first glimpse we got of Dylan Harper, first of all, he looks great in silver and black. And also, dude, he's every bit of what they've been advertising for sure.
Absolutely. It's so refreshing to see a number 2 pick just step in and play exactly like a number 2 pick should. He looked really comfortable on offense and looked like a guy that could step in as a rookie and average 20 points a game,
Yeah,
and no one's going to bat an eye about it because he's that skilled offensively. And this is a league where if you know how to get to the line and you are skilled enough to get into the paint, you're going to shoot 8, 9, 10 free throws a game.
yeah,
And if you can hit them at an 80+% clip, dude, you're going to put yourself in a position to score 20 points. Okay, whether or not he plays enough minutes
sure,
consistently night in, night out to score that much, that's a completely different story. Because I think the only thing that really could hold him back potentially would be minutes his rookie year,
sure,
just because there's so many mouths to feed. I think
right.
we may just have three guards averaging 25, 26 minutes a game, none of them really even flirting with 30 minutes, which you really need to play that much to score 20 points within our offense. But at the same time, I just really, really look at all of the things that he was supposed to do, and all of those boxes are checked. Even after the game, they were like, Dylan, you played great. Let's talk about your performance. And he was saying, I'm just glad we got that win. And I'm
Yep.
like, dude, even in the summer league, his mind is locked in. And he's like, I want to bring some winning culture back to the Spurs. I want to make sure every game I step out, even if it's a meaningless summer league game, I'm trying to get that
Oh
W.
yeah.
And to me, that's what really stuck out to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think James said this in either last podcast or a couple podcasts ago. These young guards are very good very quickly, and we saw how good this guy can be. And every time I saw him go to the lane, I just kept thinking like he's a bigger Tony Parker. Like he's just a bigger Tony Parker. Like he was always on the ground. Like I mean, I'm terrified he's going to get banged up throughout the year as this whole thing kind of progresses. But if he can figure out a way to fall the way Tony Parker used to fall, I mean, in just the cleanup of Wimby, just doing putback dunks if something comes off the backboard or off the rim or something. I'm 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 to the moon of what I saw yesterday, and I'm even more excited about Carter Bryant. And that first quarter when he was like, "I got Cooper Flag, everyone back off," like that was impressive. I mean, making him dribble out of bounds, like getting in his jersey kind of thing. Now, I think he got a little too handsy. That I don't think is going to be the same kind of loose whistles, I guess, in the regular season. But if they're going to let him play and play like that, then we have a really good defender in Carter Bryant. Now, granted, he just work on his shot a little bit because he doesn't really have a whole lot of offense. But if we can just put his ass in the corner and just say, hey, make two of these a game, then I am very happy with what we got.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head with multiple points right there. Like his defense looked so impressive yesterday when he was guarding Cooper Flag in space. And that's really hard to do because Cooper Flag's a good ball handler.
Yeah.
He's not a great ball handler, but he's a good ball handler. And he was doing a good job staying in front of him. Even after a screen, he was able to recover. And even though Cooper Flag changed directions, went to the basket, he was able to recover and ultimately get the block on the offensive player. And what we're seeing is insane defense, insane athleticism meets really, really good defensive awareness. And
Yep.
and all of this is a really dangerous combination for somebody that's so young. But you brought up all of the really key concerns. It's all offensive. It's the fact that when he's been tasked with creating his own shot, it's not there. Even a lot of the set shots and the 3-point stuff that he was doing well at Arizona, it's not really there from what we've seen so far. And it's not really super alarming because I think, he's got a lot to learn. He's going to learn the
Yeah.
timing and get everything figured out. But man, his defense, his impact will be felt right away on every single opposing team's wing player. And
Oh yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's pretty apparent already.
Yeah, if we get into a position where like we just need someone to go out there and just try to lock somebody down or just slow them down because Sohan's in foul trouble or Harrison Barnes just it's a step too slow, like that Carter Bryant pickup is going to be huge for us at some point during the season. That's a fact. And I'm just you got to kind of take all of this with a grain of salt too, right? Because these summer league games are like very spazzy. Like there's a lot of turnovers. People don't know where where their sets are going to be, or where they're running the offense. Some of these guys are like just coming out of college who just got signed, for this quick tournament. So, we're just trying to figure out kind of what this all looks like. So yeah, I'm excited for the win. I'm glad that we beat the Mavs. But I mean, Rob, who have you been most impressed over this entire summer league? And I think I know who it is, but I want to ask you.
And like, are we talking league wide? Are we talking about
No, Spurs
for?
wise.
Well, I mean, if we're talking just sure buckets so far, it's got to be Jones Garcia. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's been just a sure bucket offensively, and he's been a pretty good rebounder at his position as well. He's been
Yeah.
consistently 6, 7 rebounds, along with what seems to be like a really solid string of 20-point outings. And so I'm looking at him as a guy that I would love to see on a two-way contract where he's getting some good minutes and getting burn, getting consistent shots up, because that's what a guy like him needs. He needs a healthy appetite of shots. And I think if he's staying sharp in Austin and we have a couple of injuries, man, I would love to have
Oh yeah.
somebody like him in our arsenal that we can just bring in, and it's like microwave instant offense. We throw him out there for 6, 7 minutes. All of a sudden he gets 8, 10 points. And it's not that surprising because he can cook like that.
Oh, for sure. That's exactly who I was thinking of. And this guy, he kind of reminds me of like what we wish James Washington was back when we drafted him. And now you see like, oh, this is the guy that we wish 20 points for 5-5 is what he's basically averaging for these summer league games. And in a team that is focusing on Carter Bryant and Dylan Harper, I would say DJG is definitely stepping in and kind of taking that spotlight because of the way he's been playing. And also, I mean, his vision on the court is fantastic. And those are some things you just can't teach from a young guard.
Oh yeah, and it seems like he has pretty good shot selection. I mean, I know that he has the ability to get shots off over elite defenders, but at the same time, it seems like he's waiting till he's in rhythm and he's taking shots within the flow of the offense, which is exactly what we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to see more Devin Vassell fadeaways. I'm not
No.
trying to see anyone that's trying to make the offense harder. And it seems like he's kind of one of those guys within summer league that's letting it come to him, and he's benefiting greatly. So I think we're both in agreement.
Yeah.
He's looking good in the silver and black right now.
Yeah. And yeah, so I'm a little concerned with some of our other players that I really want to turn out to be kind of on the team and role players, but Riley Minix and Harrison Ingram, man. Um, Not eye-popping numbers, not great performances. I hope at some point, and maybe just because Dylan Harper's on the court, so they're trying to get him more involved. But at some point, I need to see more from both of them, especially Riley Minix. I was really looking for him to be kind of like this diamond in the rough type shooter, stretch four that we can bring in at any point in time. Harrison Ingram, I was just hoping for the best because we spent a draft pick on him. But those two guys, I don't know if there's any room for them, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we're just hoping one of those guys pans out into
Yeah.
something. Those are those kind of shot in the dark guys. I think Harrison Ingram was one of the later picks in the draft, towards the end of the second round.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just hoping one of those guys becomes anything. And it just seems like he's too undersized to do what we need him to do on either side of the ball. And it looks like Riley Minix is just kind of a little bit slow-footed defending people at his position because he's got a good shot. He hits a lot of threes.
Yeah, exactly. The offense. Whenever I was watching it, and I mean, again, it could just be these guys don't know how to play with each other yet. But it seemed like I heard a lot of Riley, Riley, like telling him to where to go. Like I heard that several times because in these summer league games, there's not a whole lot of like crowd cheering and whatnot. There's a lot of oohs and ahs when things happen, but I heard a lot of players or coaches go Riley, and it's like, buddy, are you having to be told where to be in the offense? Because if that's the case, like you've been in this thing for like over a year now, like we can't have that.
right.
Like
Yeah.
you're the one that should be like third best player on this court right now.
Exactly, and especially him, like, he's a catch and shoot guy. Those guys are have a little bit less freestyle, a little bit less free flow to your offense. You should know the play intimately to know where
Right.
you need to be to get the ball. I mean, if you're a slasher, a guy that is playing more isolation, there's a little bit of ebb and flow to where you kind of attack from. But him, no,
Yeah,
you need to know where to be. And the
I
fact
agree.
that he's getting mixed up on offense, yeah, it doesn't bode well. So those guys definitely, I was expecting a little bit more, but ultimately not entirely surprised. Round ball, yeah, Yakachonis has definitely surprised me as well. Miami might have
Yeah,
gotten
man.
them one, yeah. And at the 20th pick too, a lot of people were saying he should be lottery. So the fact that he not only slid but slid to 20, they were able to get him there. That is absolutely really good for them. Miami, yeah, I
Just
definitely think they're looking
just
solid.
another European coming in and just being just ready to go right out of the box.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just reminds me of like when they drafted Nikola Jovic, and
Right.
he, it was able to kind of step in and play key minutes for them throughout the last couple of seasons. And I think Yakachonis will do something similar, but maybe even to a higher degree. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and also like Nikola Topic, he's looking like he might become a really good professional too. He was drafted last year, right? I think it
yeah.
was. Yeah, last year. So because I know that was a name that the Spurs were kicking around for a little bit. So I think we're starting. The summer league is mostly for us to go see those guys who are in their second year or going into their second year that have a year under their belt. They kind of understand what's required. It's now looking at them in a different type of light. Like, all right, we know what they look like. Let's see them bring up the ball. Let's see them start the offense. Let's see them if they can kind of be versatile in that kind of that flow. So that's what's really fun about seeing these games. But also you want to see clean basketball, and this ain't the place to watch clean basketball, unfortunately.
No, you're seeing a lot of errors. You're seeing the wounds. They're seeing the band-aids kind of getting ripped off and seeing what's underneath. And it's really, it's pure basketball in a sense because like
Yeah.
you brought up a really key point. These guys don't have experience with each other. They're not really familiar with the play sets or how people want to catch the ball, their movements and things like that. And that really just makes you rely on your instincts alone. So it's really nice to see how these players react just off of the cuff. and
Yeah.
and yeah, it's really really telling. This round ball, this comment right here. Yeah, Topic has 1 ring in 0 minutes played. Elite. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
kind of career we all aspire for.
Live in a gated community and have an NBA championship ring. Absolutely. Well, I can tell you this: watching the Mavs yesterday, you can tell that they're trying to gear up to find a Wimby stopper. They like Sharp is what 7'4", 7'3", or whatever it is. They have Cisse, who's just around that same 7'1", 7'2" height. So you can see that these guys, like the NBA, is on notice, and they're trying to find that Wimby stopper to kind of slow down the bleeding, but not stop the bleeding. So it's kind of interesting to see some of these lineups, and I'm curious to see other teams and kind of what their big mans look like too now.
Oh yeah. I think that's where the league's headed. That's the new prototype is are you 7'3", 7'4", can stretch the court and and defend the paint. And if you can do those things, you are going to get paid lots of money in today's
Mm-hmm.
NBA because that's what a
I
really
mean,
good rim protector looks like.
that fucking Chet does.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, no shade on Chet, like, good player. I don't know if he's a $250 million player though. Like, that is a lot of money. And you look at some of these guys that had great careers over the past, and it's like, man, like they didn't even come close to sniffing that type of money, man. It's pretty crazy. But also the new CBA has a lot of these rules. And oh, speaking of, did you see that we got a new CBA president?
Indeed.
Yeah. Who was it? It was damn it.
I saw the announcement, but
Oh,
I
it's
didn't
Van
see who it
Fleet. It
was.
was Van Fleet. It was Van Fleet. That's who it
There we
was.
go.
He's taking over for CJ McCollum. Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's gonna do a bad job. I mean, I think generally speaking, if you're a point guard in the NBA for that long and you are a ball handler, I trust your decisions. I
Yeah,
trust your ability to make stressful decisions on the fly. And so,
just we got to address that second apron though, because
yes, I
it's really fucking with teams, man.
well, it really needs we need some kind of breathing room. Like
Yeah,
there needs to be something, and I'm not sure exactly what the financial language needs to be in order to make that happen. But
nope.
at the same time, I think we can all bite into a steak and know that the chef fucked it up, and and that's what we're tasting right now.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, is this real meat or Taco Bell meat?
Right. You cook this like a fucking hockey puck, you piece of shit.
No, that. I mean, that's a great point. So hopefully he's smart enough, or he realizes kind of the predicament everyone's in, and I mean, you don't want to start, you don't want it to start go down such a bad, I guess, just a bad situation turn into a worse situation, because you don't want to end up in a situation where you give so much power to the owners, and then we're having all these different, like, players move, and no one's going to be a lifelong player anymore because of the way the contracts are and everything. I mean, we got to figure out some kind of way to get this thing back on the right path, because I just have a bad feeling that if it doesn't get fixed, we're kind of screwed. It's a weird, ominous kind of like elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's how do you incentivize players to stay with the organization that drafted them more than supermax deals? Um,
And
I
but I
I
guess
don't
if you're
know.
if you're the Thunder, like, I guess everyone except for the Thunder can do it, or won't be able to do it, because I mean the Thunder have so many draft picks that they can kind of supplement those, and if they're going to win or be in the Western Conference Finals, they're not going to have to pay those super high rookie deals. So maybe they just try to strike gold and just fill in the gaps with all these rookies on these smaller contracts, and because they have the draft pick and the capital to do that, whereas like some of these other teams don't really have that kind of draft capital. We come close, but we're still not to where they're at. And I mean, we have a shit ton of second round picks, so I guess that's possible. But maybe like we were talking about last time, in the year of the NBA draft experiment, this is something that we're going to see more of.
I think you hit the nail on the head. We are going to see more of this, and a lot of teams that are going to have three max guys, and a lot of their roster outside of that is going to be fringe guys, guys that are going to be on vet minimums, and guys that are really fluid, replaced year in year out with late first round, second round picks. And if you are a championship team, I think that you have to live with that because you're achieving the ultimate goal, and the financial windfall from winning a championship is massive. So you're able to put those profits back into your organization, eat some of that in the
Yeah,
luxury tax, and just have your organization float that way. And on your books, you may end up, well past the second apron year in, year out. But if you're winning a championship, you're profitable, baby.
it's always a red flag when organizations like the Celtics and the Lakers sell their franchise and the Thunder are winning championships. Like, just like, I'm no disrespect to any of those organizations, especially not the Thunder, but the Celtics sold last year, the Lakers sold this year, the Thunder are your champions. Like, just let's take a step back and go, how did we get there? And I think that's kind of the big elephant in the room, and we might see more of these selling off of um but even the Mavs got sold. Shit. I mean, a lot of these organizations are selling now, and it kind of makes me go, why are they all selling? Especially the big ones. That's a little concerning in my book.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I have nowhere else to go with that besides my tinfoil hat. So let's not go too deep into it.
No, I mean, I think well, a lot of these organizations have just made money hand over fist in the recent years, especially since streaming has become popularized. They're we were talking about organizations worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and now it's like there's no organization that's under a billion.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
and now the numbers are a little bit different if you are an owner that's in your late 60s, 70s, and you're like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of owning a team. It's like I've already made a lot of profit on this, especially if you're like a genie bus who it's like, you know what, this was never my baby.
Yeah.
This was never my thing, even though I grew to love it. But you know what? I'm gonna sell it and make a shitload of money on it. Why not?
Yep. I'm out. And then the new organization's like, we're going to trade LeBron James, which
I
has been
mean,
probably one of the best rumors of the weekend, in all honesty. This whole rumor thing, and I mean, the NBA is bored right now. We got a summer league, ain't shit to talk about. So why not? We'll start this thing about LeBron James isn't happy with the Lakers and vice versa, which, it's not crazy. It's not crazy, but it's also why are we having these conversations?
I've read multiple reports, including Sports Illustrated writer from LA, saying that he necessarily doesn't really want to be there for the remainder of his career. That's not where he wants to play, and I don't know how much truth there is to that. Signing a $53 million extension kind of proves otherwise, but also, like, if we're talking about LeBron going to a team like Dallas or back to Cleveland or even Miami, I think we're talking about a massive shift in the landscape of the NBA
How
that
about the
would
Knicks?
would oh my gosh, that would shake things up monumental. They would immediately be the best team in the East, like hands down the best team in the East. And then it may just be OKC, New York in the final, and I would yeah, I think we all would be interested in that.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or whenever it was, like, I think before he signed his last contract, um, it was like, oh, I want to be here because I have a lot of projects going on in LA, and I have my production company and blah 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 blah. But now if this new management came in, and or if the buses were like, "Hey, Luca, heads up, we're going to sell the team," but they didn't tell LeBron, which I read in a report that was about. Apparently, LeBron hasn't reached out to any of these new players on the team yet, so that's another weird red flag. Now, granted, he's saw him at a Bad Bunny concert yesterday, so whatever. Maybe he's busy. Uh, Also, I mean, it would be just fun to shake up the NBA, just to shake up the NBA again. I mean, it's just a lot of fun if LeBron ended up being a Knick. Where me personally, I think he should have been a Knick for probably at least 10 years by this point. But that's just me where I wanted to see him go. So I don't know if I would want LeBron on the Spurs, but it would be something that I wouldn't hate.
At this point, I
As long
just
as we're not paying the full salary of his $52 million contract or whatever it is.
oh, we're dropping 50 million if he's coming to town. That's just how it is for LeBron. I mean, Kobe didn't take a pay cut at the end. It's like he's just giving me that kind of vibe. He's like, as long as I'm still putting up supreme numbers, why not? But at the same time, yeah, I think he may just want to do something like that, like you were saying, just to shake things up. Why not? I could see him, making a shot in the dark, going to a team like New York, going to a team, potentially like Dallas. I hate to say it, but
That'd be
man,
nuts.
you go to Dallas and he's like, I've already won a championship with AD, already won one with Kyrie. I could mentor Cooper Flag for a season. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
That would be bonkers to me, and I think Dallas is a team that would be willing to go into the
Oh
cap
yeah. Oh
to
yeah.
to make that happen.
Oh yeah. They'd get rid of all their young talent for that 1 or 2 seasons of LeBron James, 100%. I mean, he probably has like 2 or 3 more seasons in him too, anyway. So, but it also kind of adds to the fact, like, is Bronny going to be included in those conversations? So, if you're going to get Bron, do you have to get Bronny too? Or is he going to be big boy and say, no, I'm going to stay in LA? So I guess we'll just see kind of what happens with that. But anyway, this is not a stupid ass Laker podcast and LeBron James podcast. So let's shift gears to something a little bit more fun. So Rob, shift the gears because I don't want to talk about the Lakers no more.
Dude, I have to talk about one of the single most elite pieces of broadcasting I've ever heard. Because in the summer league game, Mavs Spurs, whenever Carter Bryant was playing defense on Cooper Flag, announcer said he's in his chest like
Just like
bronchitis.
bronchitis.
I I lost it. I legitimately lost it, and I think that it gave me hope for broadcast in the future. I was like, dude, this is the level that we need to be delivering night in, night out in his chest like bronchitis. It's like, damn,
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Mark Jones on that one. That was definitely not
absolutely.
that was not Tim Legler. That was definitely not that legs, but that was definitely Mark Jones, dude. That was a great moment. I did the same. I was like, ooh, that was a bar.
I think we're gonna hear more things in that vein when we're watching Carter Bryant play defense. Just like,
Yeah.
yeah, speed, physicality, all that good stuff. But yeah, that really stuck out to me just because I was like, oh my gosh, that was an elite piece of broadcasting right there.
Yeah, man. No, that was a good pull. Hopefully we get a lot more of that. And it's just it's exciting times in San Antonio right now. It's very exciting times in San Antonio. So get your popcorn, get your Wimby jersey, get your friends and families together. Let's start doing these Spurs watch parties because I cannot wait to see what this team looks like come like January, February. Like if this is what our players look like now. Now, hopefully this isn't like the U.S. men's national team playing soccer where they all look great in their clubs and then they come together and they all suck. So let's not have that happen. Let's have them all look great right now and then look even better whenever they're on the court together.
Oh yeah. I mean, individual performance is important, but yeah, it's all about the chemistry together, baby. It's how things happen at home. And you know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen at your home
What's
if
that, Rob?
if you have solar energy from the Solar Scouts, you know what? You're gonna be safe because if you go with solar energy, if you get solar panels from the Solar Scouts, go to this website, solarscouts.com/bums. They're gonna hook you up with clean, reliable solar energy and they're going to do it at an affordable cost. They're going to
Yep.
do it in a way that helps you and your family, helps you not only reduce your bill, but helps you do something good for the environment as well. So you should definitely hit up the solarscouts.com/bums, and then they will steer you in the right direction on how to get clean, reliable solar energy for you and your family.
Absolutely. Especially do it now because once you get everything done, then it'll be November time, and then all of a sudden it's going to be winter time, and you want your heat to stay on during those winter months in Texas. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't wanna be hitting the Solar Scouts up when there's a problem. You want things to be solved whenever it's all good, during the summer months, but you know what? There's rains, there's floods, there's people that lost power recently here in Texas, so it really doesn't matter what season it is, you could lose power, so not if you
Yeah.
have Solar Scouts. That's a reliable backup that every team needs.
Free consultations. Wouldn't hurt to ask, see what it's like. So,
Absolutely.
but what else is going on in today's world? We got the PSG versus Chelsea, which is one of those things in soccer land right now. I dunked on the USA soccer facilities and stuff, and this one's probably not going to be any better. But Rob, PSG versus Chelsea in a cup final. Who do you got?
I think I'm gonna go PSG just because I don't think I can actively root for another Premier League team. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Frenchies on this one. What are you thinking, AJ?
I think PSG too. I would go PSG just because they won the Champions League. Also, I have no idea which of the who the starting 11 is for Chelsea because they have like 88 people on their roster right now. That's over $1 billion. Like, I mean, it's insane. Like their squad's a very unique conversation, that's for sure. But PSG, they won champions. They've looked dominant. I think they're going to come in and get the win and probably hit the over too on goals. So should be fun to watch. I would love if Chelsea made this a match and kind of got a little deeper into it. But at the end of the day, the one thing I can definitely say, Rob, is I'm excited for not next Saturday, not the Saturday after that, but 7 Saturdays from yesterday. We got college football coming back, baby.
Oh my gosh,
We
yes,
we
we're
might we might have to do a college football podcast.
I think that we'll be able to sneak a couple episodes in there. I think definitely for some of the bigger Big 12 games, for some of our I think, depending on how tech football goes, it may be more
Oh,
tech
we're gonna go.
oriented.
We're gonna go.
I think so. I
We're
think
going.
so.
We're gonna be like the sideline tortilla throwers or something. That's gonna be the name of the podcast.
Yeah, maybe that'll be one of the on location episodes
Oh yeah,
this
that
year.
is something that we've been kicking around, fans. And if you watch this episode, you're gonna understand that we plan on being a lot more present and face to face with a lot of people. And I know that our counterparts at Love You Hard TV in the building. Shout out to Mike and Rudy J and Bookie, but they're talking about doing a road trip here in Texas, and Lubbock is on that list. And if they're going to go to Lubbock, they have to go with the guys that know how to get around the most. When tell them, hey, by the way, this is how you do a Dr. Pepper shootout at Jimmy's.
Oh yeah, like you want to go to Bar PM? Follow me. It's like, you don't want to go down this street on 17th. Yeah, I lived right over there. Yeah,
It's not safe. It's
no.
like you're gonna want to take this pack of cigarettes and just have them in your pocket. It's like, why? It's like, no, just trust me. You just want them in your pocket.
Take this
Trust
yellow
me.
lighter.
Yeah, and then for the next 6 hours, it's like, dude, I don't have any more cigarettes left. Everyone asked me for one.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, a Lubbock episode on the road sounds really fun. There's going to be a lot of on the road stuff that we're planning on doing, including multiple Spurs games that
Yes.
I want to set up, man on the street stuff, but also, where we're doing fun in stadium content as well. So definitely be on the lookout for that. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing this new season, because this is the start of a new season of the
Yep.
Baseline Bum. So we're going to be doing it bigger and better than before. And if you have any suggestions or you want to see some crazy stuff from us, yeah, let us know, because we're trying to make it happen and trying to deliver to you all the various forms of NBA and
And
Spurs content.
And one thing that we do owe the fans is we do owe them a podcast of all of us together drinking. Because we didn't do that at your bachelor party. We were supposed to, but the problem was we were drinking and it just didn't happen. I mean, like I got there and I got handed like a whole bunch of alcohol, and I was like, well, we gotta do it now. And then by the time we were like, we should record, it was like, well, we got to set up first. And Rob was like, I'm not picking up this camera.
Right. It got to a
So
point where
we gotta bring all that back in, but we have to do one where we just open up a bottle of tequila, have a few brewskis, and just shoot the shit, because I think our fans want to see us with our hair down more than anything.
absolutely. Yeah, that'll happen. Our freestyle episode that needs to happen soon. Yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff on the pipeline for this upcoming season, which should be exciting, not only for Spurs basketball, but for us. We got a lot of great stuff in the works. But
And then, dude, Wimby plays basketball in like a few months, and it's gonna be amazing. I
that's
cannot
music to my
wait.
ears. That's
I
music
cannot
to my
wait. Like
ears.
watching the team do all these fun things together. I don't know if you saw them doing synchronized swimming. They were at the Raiders facility. Wimby had a helmet on. I mean, like it was. I'm excited because it seems like these kids are having fun together, and that's what we want to see. Also, a friend of the podcast, Jeremy Sohan. Shout out to that guy.
Yes. Hey, he was liking our post, engaging with our content on TikTok. So you know what, Jeremy Sohan, we appreciate you and your engagement. We know that you were watching and liking our post talking about how much money you should be making, and hopefully you thought we were saying you should be making enough. But at the same time, it almost feels like we need to get to some dunks.
Hmm.
Are you feeling dunky at all?
Yeah, I am.
All
I
right.
am feeling dunky. You
All
know
right.
why? Because I had to endure this thing called AEW All In, and uh it was interesting. I will say that. But you're gonna get dunked on AEW because I've dunked on you in the past. I'm gonna dunk on you, and I'm gonna do it again because you're top of mind. But you guys just need to slow down, and you guys need to learn how to sell. You can't be hitting a tombstone pile driver through four tables and chairs and all this shit, and then all of a sudden kick out at one. Like, it's not how reality works. And then also the main event last night was a gore fest essentially, and it was for hardcore fans, and it was a lot for the storytelling. Um, was it great? I guess. But also, I was on Twitter yesterday and was scrolling through my line, and all of a sudden I see John Moxley get stabbed in the forehead with a fucking fork. So like, I just don't consider that wrestling. It's gross to me. Is it entertaining? Sure, but when you overdo it the way they've been doing it, you got to get dunked on.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's like
Gross.
you're
It's just gross.
yeah, it's like you're not delivering what people want, and yeah, if it's over the top and not even you're into it, then it sounds like, yeah, too much gore. Get it
and
out of
and
there.
and then sometimes they like lick the blood and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's just it's a gore fest, and I'm not super into that, but I'm also not super into Goldberg coming out in retirement matches. So that was on the other side of the docket with WWE. So dunk on them too for Goldberg. Like, good God, dude. He lives in Bernie. He's like in his 60s. His he graduated from champion. Like, let that guy go. Like, it's okay. He can stay in 1998. It's fine. Rob, who
Right,
you
just
dunking on?
let him relax. Yeah, gosh, I just had a dunk in my head, and I just lost it. Gosh dang it, give me 1 second. It was
It's like, hold.
yeah, I yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I completely blanked on my dunk. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and thank everyone for watching this, and
It's a lazy Sunday, guys.
it is a lazy Sunday. I had one in my mind, and usually I write my dunk in my notes, and I completely blanked on this. It must not have been that bad of a dunk, if I can't even remember it off the top of my head.
Oh,
But
nice.
but guys, if you're still here, if you're with us right now, we love you. We not only love you, but we love you hard. We appreciate you for watching the podcast. We definitely wouldn't be doing this in the manner in which we are doing it if it wasn't for all of your support, all of your engagement, the likes, the comments, the shares, whether it's on TikTok, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, however you are consuming us, we
Truth Social.
appreciate you. Absolutely, absolutely. However you're consuming it, there's no wrong way to be a bum, essentially. Is there, AJ?
Uh, no, there's not a wrong way to be a bum. However, don't be a bum in real life. Be a bum on this channel.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, have a job and make some money. I'm not suggesting that you try to aim to not contribute in society, but just be a bum, be a baseline bum.
Absolutely. Be a baseline bum. Love your family. Tell them every day how much you love them. Talk to them, all that good stuff. Check in with your friends. Give them a call. Text messages are cool, but it's always fun to call people. But Rob,
Absolutely.
now this is completely off the rails and you forgot to dunk. Buddy, I think we should just end it the way we end all of our other podcasts.
I love it. Let's end it with a really solid a
A go,
go, a Spurs,
Spurs,
a
a go.
go.
This is
Bum,
what
bum, bum,
happens when
bum,
you go
bum.
live.